All right, we're back at the old familiar spot, Forest Road 116, Allegheny National Forest. Gonna do the North Country Trail again. Hopefully, Chris's car is back in Kellettville, so we got to make it to Kellettville. It's Kellettville or bust. But for tonight, I'm figuring on going around 3. And it's, what time is it? 5:45. So we better get moving. So we got to get to camp and get it set up. So away we go. All right, we're 1.2 or 4 miles in and back to my old familiar spot, Queen Creek Shelter. So I think we got about a mile to go. And for the entire hike, we're ending in Kellettville, so that's 12.2 from here according to the sign. We'll see how close that is. All right, we got to go this way a bit. We get to camp, I'll check back. All right, we made it to what I think is going to be home for the night. It's not a designated campsite per se, but we're gonna stealth camp here. So Chris has his trees picked out. I think I'm gonna go this one and maybe that one or that one. Not sure. But at any rate, I got a lot of ground clutter to clean up. So I better get at that. It's pushing 8 o'clock, so we're running out of daylight. But the sky is pretty. All right, I better get busy. It's about 8 o'clock. We're at camp. We're all set up. You see we got a fire going. Back in these pines, no hardwood to be found, and all the pines pretty wet, so how long this fire is going to last, I have no idea. I'm going to try and get myself something to eat, and I don't know, I'm ready for bed. How about you? You ready for bed?
I'm ready for bed. Yeah, it's a long day.
Yeah.
Good summer night for camping though.
Nice crickets. I guess we got a little waterway back in there, so I'll be able to filter some water in the morning. All right, I'm going to eat and hang my food up, and I'm going to bed. Later. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, September 10th. It's like 10 minutes after 9. And since we got in here late last night in the dark, I couldn't show you camp. I'll show you camp now. So this isn't a designated campsite, but it was marked on my, I shouldn't say it's not designated by the Park Service, but it was marked on my GPS app as a campsite. So I came back here one time a long time ago and checked it out, and it seemed pretty decent. So here we are. Here, I'll show you around. Our makeshift fire suppressor. It's in a bunch of pines, so the ground is really soft, quite uneven. There's Chris's house. And then right behind him is a little waterway, which I hope we can get some water out of because I'm about out. trail's right back there about probably 75 yards. And then down here is my disorganized mess. That's my place. That's pretty much it. I had a hard time getting to sleep last night, but once I did get to sleep, I slept. Almost 9 o'clock, and here it is. I haven't had my breakfast yet or anything else. So I think we got about, I'm guessing 5 miles to cover today, so we got some time. Soak in this nice morning. I gotta get some coffee in me. So once we get on trail, I'll be back with you. All right, we're all packed up, ready to go. What time is it anyway? About 10:30?
10:30.
10:30. Yeah, the day's half shot, but we got probably 4.5, 5 miles to cover today. I think we'll be good. All right, we're on our way. Anything exciting happens between there and here, I'll be back. All right, we're coming pretty quickly up on another campsite, a designated campsite called Beaver Run. I was here one other time, never camped here. Just came to recon it a little bit. I wasn't too impressed then, but maybe I'll have a different perspective now. We'll see. Really pretty stretch of trail though. Nice. Check it out. So this little waterway must be Beaver Run. Flowing pretty decent for no rain. Okay, be right back. So we quickly made it to this campsite, Beaver Run. Take a little look around here. Looks a little different from what I remember when I was here before, but I'm looking around for places to hang a hammock. See what we got. Nice place for tents back here. Oh man. Yeah, there's pine trees back in there. I don't think you'd have any trouble finding a place to hang back there. All right. Beaver Run. I guess I never told you too much about my night's sleep last night. Let's just say it didn't start out too well, but it ended up too good. I had a really hard time getting to sleep. First I was too hot, kicked my top quilt off, and peeled my socks off, which I usually try not to do because your toenails will snag the inside of your top quilt. But my feet were hot. So then the night progressed and I got too cold. Ended up having to find my socks. Let's see what else. My headlamp took a dump in the middle of the night, even though I fully charged it, so I think it's junk. So I'm trying to find my socks with the light on my cell phone, which I eventually did. So I'm notorious for having to get up to pee a lot when I camp, but it was only 3 times. So the last time I think was maybe midnight. Went to sleep, slept till about 4:30, got up and went back to sleep. Next thing I know, I hear Chris outside moving around. So I got my phone out to see what time it was, and cripe, it was almost 9 o'clock. So I guess you could say I slept good. Yeah, it was nice sleeping. Very, very quiet. So yeah, really good. So here we go, saying so again. I think we're maybe a third of the way to the next camp, but I'll let you know. Here's some creative blowdown clearing. It's pretty neat. So much for my great navigating skills off the computer, because I think we're almost to the next intended campsite. We've only gone maybe 2 miles, and I figured it'd be 5. So we're going to stop there and maybe reformulate a plan. We may continue on. We'll see. Looks like we got a blowdown to get through. Not so bad. Not so bad. We should be coming up on what was intended to be second night's camp pretty soon. But like I said, or I think I said, I seem to have miscalculated, and we've only gone a little over 2 miles. I'd like to do a little more than that today, so I think we're going to stop down here and maybe reformulate a plan. So when we figure that plan out, I will be back. All right, we're at the other Beaver Run campsite, the one I didn't know about. We're stopping here for lunch and reformulating the plan. I'm having the oatmeal that I didn't have for breakfast. What do you got?
Honey barbecue beef jerky. And I'll probably eat hickory smoked tuna
Tuna and jerky.
and combos.
All right. Okay. My water's boiling. It's time to add my oatmeal. Let's see if I end up with road patch or soup. Usually I get one or the other. All right, here we go. Lunch has been consumed. I had a delicious medley of oatmeal with stale peanuts and raisins, followed by a chaser of Swiss cheese. Yum, yum. So here we are at Beaver Run, on the Beaver Run Bridge. Filled up my water out of there. Not flowing too bad. And there's the other Beaver Run campsite. I camped at that one last year by myself. Whoa. Yeah, I had to hang a little close to the fire, but it worked out. All right, we've decided we're going to go about another 2 miles to Spring Road campsites and hopefully find some trees to hang on. So anything, if I see any bears, Sasquatch, or other creatures, or anything else interesting, I'll be back. It's 5 minutes to 2. We just passed the 4 mile mark for the day, and we should be coming up on Forest Road 543 here within a half mile or so. Then what we have decided to be tonight's camp should be about 1.5 miles or 2 beyond that. So we're doing good. Not bad for an old man. I should mention that we have not seen another human being since yesterday afternoon at Kellettville. Where are all you people? You're missing out, but I don't mind. All right, check with you later. All right, we've arrived at second night's camp, which is not the camp I intended to camp at, but this is called Spring Road Campsite. That's what the Allegheny National Forest calls it. The trail is right there, and there's a little trickle of a waterway here that you have to cross. I camped here last year, and Chris is already set up on the same 2 trees that I was on last year. And then you come back here. And I think I am going to set up on one of those 2 trees. In that tree. And then right here you got a fire ring, rock furniture, and a log bench. So that's Spring Road Campsite 1, I call it. On down there on the path a little bit, there's another campsite. I'm going to get down and look at it again because everything looks different the second time. So that's it. We covered about, what did I say, 5.2 miles, and we were on the trail for 4 hours, but we had lunch for close to an hour. That's it. So I think we got about pretty close to 5 to get back to Kellettville tomorrow. And we think it's supposed to start raining, so hopefully it isn't a deluge. All right, once it gets dark, I'll be back. Hopefully the fire will be better than this, but that fire was intended to make smoke to keep the bugs away, which it worked. Okay, be back later. All right, in the last segment, I know I said I was done recording until dark, but I figured I'd show you this hammock in various stages of setup. This is a Dutchware Chameleon hammock, single layer. I got it set up, I think, to my satisfaction. To show you some things about this thing. All right, it's hung from what they call Amsteel continuous loops. This one is red, and the loop on the other end is gray. Everybody has their own method, but I always make my red loop the head end. And if you stand back and look at it, you notice that what is the foot end, which is over here, is noticeably higher than the other end. And everybody told me when you set up, that's what you need to do. I didn't believe them, and if you don't do that, you will slide down. And sliding down, the consideration is when you put your underquilt on, you don't want to slide with your feet past the end of your underquilt, or you'll get cold feet. So I'm going to get my underquilts on, get them puffed up, and I'll put them on, and then I'll be back to show you the rest. All right, the underquilt is now on the hammock. That underquilt was in a compression bag, and once they're compressed down, you got to leave them puff up a little bit, get the air back in them, give them their loft. So this is an underquilt, which is essentially a sleeping bag, which goes under the hammock. And then over here, still puffing up because I don't need it until I go to bed, is my top quilt, which goes inside the hammock, which is essentially just a sleeping bag with no back, pretty much just a blanket. However, if you look over here, the end is closed with what they call a foot box. So your feet are enclosed like a sleeping bag, but the rest of you is just pretty much covered up like a blanket, which works out nicely. However, it is, let me just say, when you have to get up like 6 times a night to pee, and then you get back in, and the thing's all twisted up, trying to find your foot box and get your feet down in that foot box is a bit of a challenge, but we get her done. Okay, that's that step. Got the quilts on. Now I got to put up a tarp, which is basically a tent over top of this thing, because I'm pretty sure it is going to rain before morning. All right, I'm going to do that, and I'll be back. Back again, next segment. All right, I've been looking back through my reviewing my other videos, and I have issued a challenge to myself not to use the words all right or so during this whole segment. Here we go. I almost said it. Okay, and I got the tarp up now, and the tarp is still in what they call snake skins, which are essentially just ripstop tubes of fabric that your tarp goes inside for storage. So what you do next is you undo these snake skins without turning them inside out, which I just did. You can get these snake skins in either 1-piece or 2-piece. I opted for 2-piece, which I don't really care for, but I have them now. So now the tarp is unfurled. Stand back and look at it. And this is what they call a hex tarp because of its shape. It essentially has 6 sides. And I have another tarp which is rectangular, and by rectangular, this comes down straight, and it has doors, gives you more coverage. So the tarp is up. Now it just needs staked out, which will be the next step. Tarp has been deployed. I'll be the first one to admit that I'm never happy with how I pitch my tarp. To me, I always have one side at a different angle than the other, and that just bugs me, even though I'm in the middle of the wilderness and nobody will know any different anyway, but it bothers me. I think I got it pretty good this time. So now when I get in this thing, I'm gonna have to step over that guy line. And since my headlamp took a dump, I'm gonna have to do it in the dark. Because those guy lines are reflective. So you can see them in the dark when you have a light, but you don't have a light. I'm getting in the hammock. See how well I can do this and film at the same time. Think I can get that zipper pull with my toes? We're gonna try her. Close. Hey, look at that. All right. This is what you see when you're in it. Okay, I'm gonna stop, get my top coat on, and then I'll be back. Now I've got myself covered up with the top quilt, so essentially right now I could go to sleep. And believe me, I'm tired enough I could probably go to sleep, but I'm gonna eat something first, and to be honest, I think I am going to pitch this tarp out in semi-porch mode so I can see out in the morning. So I'm going to show you that when I get back. I'll be right back. I'm going to pitch the end of this tarp out in porch mode. I'll get back in the hammock and I'll show you what that's all about. I'm in porch mode now, semi-porch mode. It took a little longer than anticipated because I felt compelled to play a couple games of Candy Crush. Yeah, you got to keep your game up even in 500,000 acres of woods. All right, that's semi-porch mode. Whether I'll leave it like that all night or not, I'm not positive. It's supposed to rain, but for right now, I got to get all that stuff out there cleaned up so it doesn't get wet. Get at that, make some dinner, gather some firewood, go to bed. All right, man, it's dinner time. We got shredded barbecue pork with rice on, what are these things called again? They're not soft tortillas, they're
Street tacos.
Street tacos. Yeah. Chicken flavored rice and barbecued pork. Hey, don't knock it. People eat pepperoni and peanut butter, so everything tastes better in the woods. It's about 10 minutes to 8, and here, listen. As you can tell, it's raining. I'm about half tore down, half packed up. We've been sitting under Chris's tarp, just drinking coffee and bullshitting. But we got about probably 5.5 to do to get back to Kellettville today, so sooner or later we're gonna have to get packed up and get moving, but not really particularly looking forward to it. Don't know how much video I'll do on the trail today because it's raining, but I keep trying to convince myself it's brightening and lightening up, but it's not working. Okay, well, once we get moving, I'll show you what's going on. But other than that, it's going to be a soggy one. It's 20 minutes to 9 and we're on trail. Wasn't too bad packing up. Didn't get my stuff too wet, just my tarp, of course, which is in the outside pocket of my pack, so everything else is relatively dry. So, look at the trail here. Hopefully we got 5.5 miles of this, because this is pretty nice right here. Still raining, you can tell. I don't think it's going to let up anytime soon. We're a mile in. Hadn't been too bad so far. Do you hike with, I gotta hold a con. Do you hike with the hood up and have your glasses fog up? Or do you hike with the hood down and have your glasses fog up? That is the question. All right, one down, probably 4.5 to go. This is a real nice area right here. If there was water close by, this would be a really nice place to camp. Not getting too wet so far. Let's hope that trend continues. We're 1.6 in, 3.6 to go. Still raining. Not bad though. At least it's been somewhat scenic. Alright, I got some stairs to navigate here. I don't know where the trail goes either. Back on railroad grade or logging road or something. Still raining. Shoot, I forgot to check and see how many miles we were in. Oh well, next time. So far, hasn't been too bad. If it's got to rain, it can rain like this. Glasses fogging up's the main problem. All right, we'll keep on stepping. We're 3 miles in and we're following East Fork Run waterway pretty closely here. I think we should be coming up on East Fork campsite pretty soon. I found another campsite on back behind us a little ways, which I marked. Didn't look too good for hammocks, but a couple nice tent spots. This is really pretty in here. I hope I'm not too fogged up. I hope that's just my glasses. Yeah, I just pulled my glasses down. It's just my glasses. That's beautiful. I've come to the spot of the East Fork Run campsite. Let's take a look around. The arrow points this way, so this is the designated. However, I hope I'm not too fogged up. Really nice spot for tents. I think you could squeeze a few hammocks in here somewhere. But I'll show you the other side here in a second. So like over here, right across the way from where that firing was. Let's see what we got. Well, you could definitely put more tents right here if you wanted to. And way over there, I see a couple good hammock trees. Yeah, this is a nice spot. East Fork Run. Well, finally, after I don't know how long of a reroute that nobody seems to know about, we're at the road, Pearson Hill Road, which goes down into Kellettville. That was brutal. All right, we're in the home stretch now. Coming down the end of Pearson Hill Road. Get on to 666 here. Road walk down here just a little ways and to the Kellettville campground. So we got maybe 3/8 of a mile to go. Hey, it's not raining when you're not in the woods. See you at the car. Crossing the Kellettville Bridge. Cars to be right on the other side of that goldenrod. At least that damn well better be. I am soaked. Not raining out here. Dripping off the trees in the woods. All right, now that you're fully clothed, is there anything you'd like to say in closing about this escapade?
This is a good hiking trip, good weekend, even though I feel like a duck now.
Yeah, frog togs are only so froggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm soaked. Yeah, it was a good one. I don't know which I'd rather have, rain or heat. I think rain. Yeah, if it was hot and humid, that would have been miserable. Just for everybody's reference, there's a reroute between East Fork Run and Kellettville that isn't on any current map, so be prepared to walk about another 1/2 to 3/4 of a mile. All right, from beautiful downtown Kellettville, Pennsylvania, over and out. We got to go get a Jeep.